Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture 4 of Accounting for Debentures. Today we will be studying the last topic of redemption, that is redemption by sinking fund method. And then in the next lectures we will practice the question related to that. But in today's lecture we will just understand the concept and the entries, that's it. Your target must be that by the end of the lecture you remember the entries here and here itself when you are watching the lecture and writing those entries. Okay, so whatever I am explaining, I'll give you the instructions that you are supposed to write. All the entries also you are supposed to write. So very first of all, let us understand the concept of sinking fund. What is the concept of sinking fund? All of you must have heard that Hindi saying, बूंद बूंद से भरता सागर, or in Gujarati what you call it as टीपे टीपे सरोवर भरा है. Okay, small change makes big difference. That is actually the concept of sinking fund. See, suppose today you borrow the money by issuing the debentures 5 lakh rupees for a period of 5 years. So you already know in advance, today itself when you borrow the money, that you have to repay this 5 lakh rupees after 5 years. Will you try to manage that funds from right now itself or not? Or will you just get awakened after 5 years and then try to manage the funds? How to pay 5 lakhs now? So what is that sinking fund? Small change, big difference. Boon boon se bharta sagar. Means from the very first year, if we already know that after 5 years we have to repay 5 lakh rupees, how much amount should you save every year? I repeat, if you already know in advance that after 5 years you have to repay to someone 5 lakh rupees, how much amount will you save every year? Simple mathematics, 5 lakhs divided by 5, 1 lakh you will save every year. Practically we will be doing even less than 1 lakh. Logic I'll explain you when we discuss the concept in detail. But we will be keeping aside less than 1 lakh every year, and still we will be able to manage 5 lakhs to repay 5 lakhs after the period of 5 years. So what is the concept of sinking fund? You keep aside from the profits some amount every year and then you invest it. Why do you invest it? So that the money can grow. And that's why I said that 5 lakhs divided by 5, as such you must keep aside 1 lakh, but you will keep aside less than 1 lakh because the money will be invested and the money will grow also. So practically speaking, 1 lakh is not required every year, less than 1 lakh is required every year to be kept aside, and still you will be able to manage a fund of 5 lakh rupees if you make proper investments of that fund. Okay, whatever interest we earn on that investments every year is also reinvested. I repeat, whatever interest we earn on those investments every year is also reinvested, so money keeps on growing only. That's why less than 1 lakh is required to be kept aside. And then over a period of 5 years, we are able to make investments of 5 lakhs, which we sell in the last year. By selling the investments, you'll be able to recover somewhere around 5 lakh rupees, and then you use that money to pay to the debenture holders. So it is just like that debenture redemption reserve what we studied in the last lecture. But as per the company law, debenture redemption reserve just states that you have to manage minimum 25% and investments minimum 15%. But in sinking fund method, no 25 and 15%, 100% money we manage. Full amount what we have to pay to the debenture holders, we keep aside over years period of time, we invest them appropriately, and we are successfully able to repay full amount comfortably because we have done right investments at right time. So what is the concept of sinking fund? Some amount, look at it. You need not write this in your notebook, and if you want you can pause the video and write it down also, but this is just a concept. So accounting entries is what you are supposed to write and steps is what you are supposed to write. This you may not write it in your notebook. Some amount is kept aside from the profits of the business every year. This amount, so as I discussed, if you want 5 lakhs after 5 years, then as such you must keep aside 1 lakh, but you'll keep less than that, say 80,000. So 80,000 will be kept aside from the profits every year. This amount kept aside is invested each year to accumulate the amount to be repaid to debenture holders on maturity. So this amount 80,000 which you keep aside is invested so that we can accumulate 5 lakhs to repay to the debenture holders after 5 years. Whatever interest is earned on such investments is also reinvested to accumulate more amount. That's why we invested. If you keep it with yourself only, then you have to keep aside 1 lakh. You keep it in your cash box, then it will not grow. The purpose of investing is we have to keep aside less than 1 lakh. Money grows because of interest investment. Money grows because of interest earned on investments also. And that's the reason keeping aside less than 1 lakh also we would be able to manage 5 lakh rupees. In the year of repayment, that is the last year when the debentures are to be redeemed, the investments are sold and the money realized is used in paying back to debenture holders. This method of repayment is called sinking fund method. Sinking fund is also called debenture redemption fund. So I hope everyone is clear with the concept of sinking fund. Now we understand what are the steps in sinking fund method. Now listen carefully. These steps are very, very important. If you remember these steps, entries are all logical. Steps you remember, entries you will automatically remember. I repeat. If you remember the steps, entries you are automatically going to remember. So understand the logic of steps in the sinking fund first, and then entries you can even derive on your own. I repeat, entries you can even derive on your own. So what are the steps in sinking fund? Very first of all, we need to accumulate that 5 lakh rupees in the example what I gave you. We need to accumulate huge funds to repay back to the debenture holders after 5-7 years, whatever is the maturity period. So in the first year, 2 steps are involved. This you all have to write it in your notebooks or give the heading in your notebooks. Steps in sinking fund method. I repeat, all of you are supposed to write this. So give the heading in your notebooks. Steps in sinking fund method. In the first year, first what we will do is keep aside the profits. Okay, small change makes big difference. So like since your childhood you used to save the money in your piggy bank, same concept the company follows. They keep aside the profits means they keep aside the money in piggy bank. They keep aside the profits so that they can manage that 5 lakhs over a period of time. So in the first year, what is the very first thing going to be done? Keep aside the profits. Second step, invest the profits kept aside. Normally you invested in government securities which are called gilt, G-I-L-T, gilt edged securities, so that the money is safe. You cannot invest in shares or mutual funds where the chances of value of investment going down are also there. And because of that, you may not be able to repay the debenture holders. So that's why you must invest in government securities where the money is safe and secure. So second step, what will you be doing? It's the time to invest. Okay, just keeping aside the money is not sufficient. You keep it with yourself, it will not grow. So after keeping aside the money, it's the time to invest. So in the first year, only these 2 steps will be undertaken. Okay, all of you must remember the logic. What 2 steps we will undertake in the first year? Keep aside the profits and invest the profits kept aside. Now, in subsequent years, except the last year means last year the entries differ. So suppose the debentures are to be redeemed after 5 years, then in first year we will follow these 2 steps. And here subsequent years means third year and fourth year. Second year, third year and fourth year. Because fifth year would be the last year, their entries are different. So here subsequent years means all the later years but except the last year. So I repeat, if it is a 5 years maturity period debenture, then subsequent years would mean second year, third year and fourth year. Okay, fifth year won't be included because that would fall in the last year's category. I repeat, if it is 5 years debenture, then subsequent years would indicate second year, third year and fourth year. Now, very first, third step in the second year would be interest will be received. Whatever money we invested in the last year, on that we will receive the interest. Whatever money we invested in the last year, on that are we going to receive the interest? What is the purpose of investing? So that the money grows. So we are going to receive the interest on those investments. Now, what did I tell you in the concept? Even this interest gets reinvested. Even that interest gets reinvested. So next year you'll earn interest on interest. And that's the reason we don't have to keep aside 1 lakh. We have to keep aside less than 1 lakh. So this interest will also be transferred to that fund. What is the fourth step? You'll remember. Transfer the interest to the fund. I hope everyone is writing it. You can pause the video and write it if not written so far. Okay. So in the subsequent years, very first, interest will be received. Then that interest will also be transferred to the fund so that that can also be reinvested. And then step 5 and 6 are same as first and second step of first year. Means again in the subsequent years we'll keep aside the profits. Okay, after transferring this interest to the fund, again in the subsequent years we will keep aside the profit. Same step is going to be repeated. So step 5, again keep aside the profits. Again that step 2 of first year, invest the profits kept aside, is going to be repeated. After keeping aside the profits, again we will invest the profits kept aside. But now second and subsequent years, what amount will you invest? The profits also plus that interest also will get reinvested. Keep this in mind. When subsequent years you make the investment will include the amount of profit kept aside also, and the interest will also get reinvested. Let us recollect these 6 steps once again. Okay. In the first year, keep aside the profits, invest the profits kept aside. Subsequent years, except the last year, interest will be received. Interest will also be transferred to the fund. Then again, repeat the first 2 steps. Keep aside the profits and invest the profits kept aside. But now when we make the investments, in that we will include the interest earned also. It will also get reinvested. I hope everyone remembers these 6 steps. Now, 7th step in the last year. Now, as I said, subsequent years would include second year, third year and fourth year. So what entries to be passed in the last year? In the last year, subsequent years 3 entries will remain same. I repeat, in the last year, subsequent years 3 entries will remain same. Again, in the last year also we will receive the interest. In the last year also interest will be transferred to the fund. And in the last year also profits will be kept aside. Now, what we used to do after keeping aside the profits, we used to make the investment. But in the last year, we will not make the investments. Last year, we have to sell the investments. Because if you keep on making the investments only, then when will you sell it? When will you get the money? When will you pay to the debenture holders? So in the last year now, we have to make the payment to debenture holders. How can you make the payment to debenture holders? For that, what you are supposed to do? Sell your investments. So 4th step in the last year will change. 10th step in the last year will change. 3 steps will remain same. You'll receive the interest. Again, interest will be transferred to the fund. Again, you'll keep aside the profits. But now, you will not invest the money. Now, you will sell the investments. Okay? Then and then only can you get the money to pay to the debenture holders. So, what is the difference? In the last year, instead of purchasing the investments, instead of investing the money, we will be selling the investments. After that, we will transfer the profit or loss of investments sold also to sinking fund. When you sell the investments, either you'll sell them at profit or you'll sell them at loss. So that profit or loss also you will transfer to sinking fund. And then you will redeem the debentures, repay the debenture holders. And then as we studied in the last lecture, after you repay the debenture holders, then what did we do in the last lecture? Debenture redemption reserve was transferred to general reserve. Same procedure here also. After you repay the debenture holders, then sinking fund is no more required. So that sinking fund will be transferred to debenture general reserve. Okay. So step 13 is what? Redeem the debentures. Redeem the debentures means you repay the money back to the debenture holders. And after repaying the money back to the debenture holders, whatever balance remains, transfer the DRF means debenture redemption fund balance to general reserve. Okay. So keep this in mind, every one of you. What are the 14 steps to be performed? In the first year, keep aside the profits, invest the profits kept aside. Subsequent years, interest will be received. Interest will also be transferred to the fund. Again, keep aside the profits and again invest the profits kept aside. Last year, 3 steps will remain same. Interest will be received, transfer the interest to the fund, keep aside the profits. But now in the last year, instead of investing the money, we will sell the investments. Thereafter, whatever is the profit or loss on investment sold, that will also be transferred to debenture redemption fund account. Thereafter, we will redeem the debentures and then 13th step will transfer debenture redemption fund balance also to general reserve. One correction, last 2 steps are not 13 and 14, make them 12 and 13. Is every one of you clear with this? So after you can see in this image, you are repaying the money back to the debenture holders. After you repay the money back to the debenture holders, then you will transfer the debenture redemption fund to general reserve. Now, let us understand the entries for this 13 steps, not 14 steps. Last 2 are 12 and 13. Let us understand the entries for those 13 steps. Okay, last step you transfer to general reserve. Accounting entries for sinking fund. Same steps we have to follow. What did we study just now? In the first year, what is the first step we studied in the first year? Keep aside the profits. So to set aside the profits, the entry will be, all of you write down in your notebooks, accounting for sinking fund in the first year to set aside the profits, profit and loss account debit to debenture redemption fund account. Okay, as we discussed, that sinking fund is also called as debenture redemption fund account. So profit and loss account debit to debenture redemption fund account. You keep aside the profit, so profit and loss account debit, and you transfer it to which account? Debenture redemption fund account. What was the second step in the first year? Invest the funds. So for investing the money, what will be the entry? You purchase the investments. Investments comes in, debit what comes in? Debenture redemption fund investments account debit, and bank is the giver, credit the giver to bank account. Wherever required, you can pause the video and write the entries. Okay, repeat. For investing the funds, investments comes in, debit what comes in? Debenture redemption fund investment account debit. Bank is the giver, credit the giver to bank account. This is what I told you. Important is to remember those 13 steps. If you remember the 13 steps, you can derive the entries on your own with your common sense also. So if you know the step to keep aside the profits, then you know logically what should be the entry to keep aside the profits? Profit and loss account debit to debenture redemption fund account. Again, you already know if you are investing the money, what is the normal entry of investment? Investment to bank. So here debenture redemption fund investment account debit to bank. What else did we study for subsequent years except the last year? First, we will receive the interest. So we'll receive the interest in our bank account. Bank is the receiver, debit the receiver, bank account debit. Interest is our income, credit all incomes and gains to interest on debenture redemption fund investment account. Very lengthy name. To interest on debenture redemption fund investment account. But you have to write this. No other alternative. Yes, instead of debenture redemption fund, you may write sinking fund also. But in college, they are following this language. So we are also doing the same. Okay. For interest received, bank is the receiver, debit the receiver, bank account debit. Interest is an income, credit all incomes and gains. So to interest on debenture redemption fund investment account. And what is the fourth step we studied? Even that interest will be transferred to the fund so that that can also be reinvested. So for transfer of interest. Just now we credited interest on debenture redemption fund investment account. Just now in the third entry, we credited interest on debenture redemption fund investment account. When you transfer that, you'll close and debit it. So interest on debenture redemption fund investment account will get debited to close it, and you will transfer that also to debenture redemption fund account. Okay. So what will be the entry for transfer of interest? Interest on debenture redemption fund investment account will get debited to close it, and we will transfer it to debenture redemption fund account. Then we have to repeat the first 2 steps only. Okay, this set aside the profits, P&L account debit to debenture redemption fund gets repeated. So that again in the next year we will keep aside the profits, entry will remain same. Profit and loss account debit to debenture redemption fund account. and again we will invest the funds. So this entry will also remain same, second entry of first year. So that would be to invest the funds, debenture redemption fund investment account debit to bank account. But what amount are we going to invest? Only profit kept aside? No. What did we discuss? In subsequent years, we will reinvest the interest also. So here all of you write down in bracket, the investment will be equal to profit kept aside plus interest received. Means amount of fourth entry plus fifth entry will be equal to amount of sixth entry. I repeat, amount of fourth entry plus fifth entry will be equal to the amount of sixth entry. What is the amount of fourth entry? Interest. What is the amount of fifth entry? Profit kept aside. This total amount will be the amount of sixth entry which will get reinvested. Now, continuing further, in the last year, 6 entries are done. 7 entries in the last year, total 13 are there. So in the last year, what is the 7th entry we have to pass for interest received? That entry is going to remain same. Bank is the receiver, debit the receiver, bank account debit. Interest is an income, credit all incomes and gains. But lend the account to interest on debenture redemption fund investment account. Then repeat, interest will be again transferred. So interest on debenture redemption fund investment account will debit and close and will transfer it to debenture redemption fund account. And again we will keep aside the profits. So profit and loss account debit to debenture redemption fund account. But however, in the last year, we are not going to invest the money. We are not going to purchase the investments. What are we going to do? Sell the investments. So to sell the investments, bank is the receiver, debit the receiver, bank account debit, and investment goes out, credit what goes out to debenture redemption fund investment account. Then 11th step, what did we study? Even the profit or loss on sale of investment is to be transferred to debenture redemption fund account. So that you write in bracket. That 11th step is in bracket. Balancing figure of debenture redemption fund investment account must be transferred to debenture redemption fund account. That is its profit or loss. Okay. Investment account, whatever balancing figure remains, must be transferred to debenture redemption fund account. I repeat, investment account, whatever balancing figure remains, must be transferred to debenture redemption fund account. That is its profit or loss. Then 12th step, what did we study? Redeem the debentures. For redeeming the debentures, 2 entries will be passed as we already studied in the past lectures. Debentures account debit if they are redeemable at par. If they are redeemable at premium, then you'll also debit premium on redemption account to debenture holders account. And then for making the payment, debenture holders account debit to bank account. So these 2 entries will be passed for redeeming the debentures. This is the 12th step. And last step, what did we study? Balance of debenture redemption fund will be transferred to general reserve. So like we studied in last lecture, debenture redemption reserve to general reserve. Same way here, debenture redemption fund account debit to general reserve account. Now here again one more important point is there which you have to write it as a note in bracket. That is balancing figure in debit side. I am talking about debenture redemption fund account. I repeat, I am talking about debenture redemption fund account. If in debenture redemption fund account, balancing figure remains in debit side, means it's a credit balance. When would the balance remain in the debit side? When credit side total is more. Credit side total is more means actually it's a credit balance. I repeat, when would the balance remain in debit side? When credit side total is more. Credit side total is more means actually it's a credit balance. So whatever balancing figure remains in debit side means credit balance of debenture redemption fund account must be transferred to capital reserve account. Why capital reserve account? Because if suppose we need 5 lakh rupees and you accumulate 5 lakh 10,000 rupees, did you accumulate 10,000 more or not? So that 10,000 of excess you will transfer to capital reserve. And how more amount can be accumulated? Because you are investing. Your investments might get you or fetch you more return than you are expected also. So it is quite possible, or maybe when you sell the investments at profit, the overall amount results accumulated is more than 5 lakh also. In that situation, it is one-time profit, so we transfer it to capital reserve. And balancing figure remaining in credit side. Credit side balance is remaining means debit side total is more, it's a debit balance. That must be transferred to P&L account. That means we have accumulated less than 5 lakh rupees. So if your investments value goes down, you incur loss on sale of investments and somehow you are able to manage less than 5 lakh rupees, then what you'll have to do? In the last year from the profits, you'll have to meet that amount. So that amount will transfer to profit and loss account. So this very important note, all of you write down in bracket after 12th entry. If in the debenture redemption fund account, balancing amount remains on the debit side, you transfer it to capital reserve account. And if balancing amount remains on credit side, you transfer it to profit and loss account. So I hope everyone is clear with the logic of sinking fund. And if you're clear with the logic, entries must be also clear and you can derive them easily also. Main is what? Try to remember those 13 steps. If you remember the 13 steps, you'll automatically remember this 13 entries, because in 11th, there are 2 entries. So if you remember those 13 steps, you'll be able to remember these 13 entries automatically. Write these entries one more time without seeing from the notebook so that you're confident with it. I repeat, write these entries one more time so that you're completely confident with that without seeing from the notebook. In the next lecture, we will start with its practical questions. That'll be all for today. Bye everyone. Take care. See you in the next lecture.